Students, so we'll go for the next concept of the chromatography. Okay, in class 2. Okay, that is your classification. Okay, classification of the chromatography. So classification of the chromatography can be classified into different ways according to its functions and workings. Okay, how the chromatography works here. So according to the principle, okay, so chromatography can be classified as in the last video I've seen that adsorption chromatography. Okay, then we can see that it's partition chromatography. Okay, then ion exchange chromatography. Then we have seen that size exclusion chromatography, and also we have seen affinity chromatography, like this. So these are the different classification of chromatography based on the principle of the chromatography. So each and every we have in a very brief we have learned in the previous videos. Okay, so again in this further videos we'll see one by one, we'll catch this and we will learn in a very detailed way if your syllabus has this type of chromatographies. Okay, and next is according to its polarity. The next classification is according to polarity. This also the polarity, you can see that the chromatography can be classified. So according to polarity it can be classified in two types, that is normal chromatography and reverse phase chromatography. Remember this. Okay, normal chromatography and reverse phase RP chromatography. So what is this normal chromatography? So in very briefly if you want to say, so in normal chromatography the stationary phase is kept as a polar. Stationary phase is polar. Okay, and mobile phase is non-polar. Mobile phase is non-polar. So this is what about the normal. And reverse phase chromatography, it's opposite. So name itself says reverse phase, that means stationary phase here is non-polar. Okay, and mobile phase is here polar. See, like this. Okay, so that's why in the reverse phase chromatography you can see that polar molecules are separated first. Why the polar molecules are separated first? Because the mobile phase is polar here. So polar gets into soluble and polar phase can be separated first. So in reverse phase chromatography, but in normal chromatography you can see that mobile phase is non-polar, so non-polar is going to separated first. So this is how the second classification we can see based on the polarity here. And now third, if you see the classification that is based on the mobile phase, this also is very much important, based on the mobile phase. So the first one we can see is liquid chromatography. Okay, if mobile phase is liquid, so we call it as a liquid chromatography. So in this we can see that the liquid first we'll go for the liquid chromatography. So both will be liquid. So what is the other one is paper chromatography. So where we can see both mobile and stationary phase are liquid and liquid chromatography, very simple. And the second one is DCC. Okay, what is this? This is new one. So that is nothing but your droplet counter current. Okay, so remember this, droplet counter current, droplet counter current chromatography. Okay, DCC chromatography. So recently 1970 it was been introduced. Okay, so which is a form of liquid separation. So here also liquid separation can be done with the DCC. And you can see here that liquid stationary phase, in a liquid it is a stationary phase. Okay, and mobile phase is passed in the form of droplets. Okay, so DCC, that's why it's called droplets. Okay, so here what happens here, so liquid phase, the stationary phase is a liquid here, and the mobile phase pass in the form of the droplets. So if this is a stationary phase, so liquid, so if I do liquid and droplets in the form of droplets, the mobile phase in the form of droplets, the mobile phase is passes through this, and the separation takes place. So we learn this. So whenever the DCC, this type of is coming in the further videos, we learn in the detail. So this is what about the DCC, which comes under liquid chromatography, that is droplet counter ion counter current chromatography. So this is what, okay. So next classification will come under this mobile phase category, that is liquid is over. So next will come liquid solid chromatography. This is what very much important, okay. And in liquid solid chromatography there is further more of the chromatography will come, like column chromatography. So okay, so liquid solid column chromatography, thin layer chromatography, then HPTLC, that is high performance thin layer chromatography. Then so one by one we will see it. Thin layer chromatography, then flash chromatography, then we will see that ion exchange chromatography, then we can see that size exclusion chromatography, okay. Then we can see the UPLC, take it up, UPLC, that is ultra performance liquid chromatography, then some affinity chromatography, like this, okay. So these are some of the type I have taken for this liquid solid chromatography, okay. And what is this column chromatography? So what is this column chromatography? So this is nothing but it's a technique to separate substance to be separated. So okay, so column is there, okay. Column like this, okay, and you can see that it has been separated, okay. So this is what the principle of the column chromatography. So that substances to be separated is introduced from the top here, so which we are interested to separate, introduced from the top, and it is packed with the stationary phase like this, okay. And it's packed with stationary phase, and which is called as adsorbent. And now and mobile phase is being introduced into this, and depending on the affinity of the substance towards the adsorbent and the mobile phase, it gets separated here. So such type of this we call it as a column chromatography. Then thin layer chromatography, as we know, that is very simple, what we do in the organic chemistry, that taking a plate, okay. So thin layer chromatography, so we are taking a plate here, and it is used to separate the non-volatile mixtures usually. So this is used to separate the non-volatile mixtures, okay. So this is very much important, thin layer chromatography. And here you can see the TLC. So you can see here in TLC, so there is a plate is being made, thin layer chromatography. So plate is there, so it may be of the inert substance, okay. So inert substance like plastics, so we can have glass, okay, aluminum foil, glass, aluminum foil, like this, okay. So this is what is made, and it is coated with adsorbents, okay. So this is coated with the adsorbent like this, thin layer chromatography. And you can see that or maybe silica gel, this is what they are using, and then we are separating it here. So such type of this we call it as a thin layer chromatography. Then HPTL means high performed, okay, high performance thin layer chromatography. So it's a advanced form of the thin layer chromatography, where you can see that here it is optimized silica gel 60 is used, okay. So here normal silica gel is used, but in HPTLC you can see that optimized silica gel 60 is used, and the with the significant small particle size, okay. So if you see the particle size of this here is will more, but here in this it is a small particle size. So this is how the we can see of HPTLC and TLC difference here. And flash chromatography, this is very much important. This we will learn in detail when we go for the each and every separately. So this is nothing but chemical separation technique. This also is a chemical separation technique, okay. Flash chromatography is nothing but a chemical separation technique, okay. And it is used to purify the chemical mixtures, okay. So this is used to purify, that's why it's also called as flash purification sometimes. So this is what, this also we will learn in detail with the diagrammatic when go for the detailed individual study. Now here ion exchange we have learned in the last video, so it depends on the cation anion exchange resins. So how we have learned this. Size exclusion we have learned, okay. So it depends on the molecular weight. So higher molecular weight will get excluded first, eluted first. Yeah, this is new one, UPLC. UPLC, that is ultra performance liquid chromatography. This is nothing but ultra performance, okay, ultra performance liquid chromatography. And it's very important and good than the HPLC, okay. Why it is good than HPLC or better than HPLC? Because of its speed, resolution and sensitivity. So it is very good speed, resolution is very good, resolution and sensitivity. sensitivity. So these three, so speed, resolution and sensitivity is very better of UPLC. Okay, and the one more thing is what it is performed in high pressure around 15,000 psi, whereas HPLC is just 6,000 psi, 6,000 psi HPLC. But you can see at 15,000 psi this UPLC is working under the high pressure here, and even the particle size is less. Particle size is very very small, but in here it is high particle size. Okay, so this is what the difference between UPLC and HPLC. And finally affinity chromatography. So this is what about the classification of liquid chromatography. Okay, so liquid chromatography and liquid solid chromatography. So next this will come classification will come of gas chromatography. So we all know that next is a gas chromatography. Okay, so liquid chromatography you have learned liquid classification, liquid solid classification. So next this will be gas chromatography. In gas chromatography we come under GSC. Okay, that is gas solid chromatography, and GLC, gas liquid chromatography. Okay, so this is what, so gas solid chromatography. So this is also used for the suppression again here, and you can see suppression and sometimes identification of various mixtures. Okay, various mixtures, identification as a separation of various mixtures. Gas solid chromatic, the name itself says. So main thing here is used mixtures from hydrogen isotopes. Okay, isotopes of hydrogens and isomers. Okay, and isomers, okay, of high boiling point substances, of high boiling point substances. Okay, so this is what is used, and here main stationary phase used is solid. So name itself says so gas solid chromatography. So that's why stationary phase is solid here, and it is used to better to identify and the separation of the hydrogen isotopes, isomers of high boiling point substances, also the isomers of the high boiling point substances. Okay, this is what. And the next is GLC, that is the gas liquid chromatography. It is very simple, gas liquid chromatography. So here stationary phase is liquid here. So stationary phase, gas liquid is here. So a stationary phase used is liquid here, and mobile phase is gas. Okay, and because and the affinity towards the adsorbent and the mobile phase, the suppression takes place here, and here vaporized. Okay, so whatever we are taking for gas chromatography, the substance is vaporized, and that vapors is carried by the mobile phase, that is gas, and suppression takes place. So this also in detail we will learn this. Okay, so this is how about the gas liquid and gas chromat. And one more classification come, that is supercritical fluid chromatography. Okay, so this is one classification comes after this gas chromatography. Supercritical fluid, that is SCF, sometimes supercritical fluid this is called. And this type of suppression here also one component from one another is extracted here into the solvent. And what is this CF supercritical fluid? This is nothing but they can either be gas or liquid or gases, okay, which are used above the critical temperature and critical pressure. Okay, where both the gas and liquid coexist. That is liquid carbon dioxide. So this is used as a mobile phase, this supercritical fluid. This is also we will learn in detail when we go for the separate individual study here. Okay, so here this is what we have to keep in the mind. And the next it comes to be geometry. Okay, the last this one classification according to geometry. Okay, according to geometry you can see that the first one we can separate as like a planar chromatography. So where plane means what? A planar chromatography, like paper chromatography. Okay, then TLC, thin layer chromatography, then HPTLC. Okay, HPTLC, okay, high performance thin layer chromatography. And these are the three which is a planar, under planar we can study. And the next one is you can see that column chromatography. Okay, column chromatography. So these two things we will learn according to the geometry of the chromatography. Column chromatography, what will come? Again same thing, column chromatography, then HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography, then ion exchange chromatography, then size exclusion chromatography. Okay, then UPLC chromatography, and affinity type chromatography. This all comes under column chromatography. Okay, so this is how we can say that the classification of the chromatography can be done. Hope you understood in this video. So very vast classification we have done in today's video. that is according to the principle of the chromatography. Then we have according to polarity of the chromatography, according to mobile phase, then mobile phase liquid chromatography, then liquid solid chromatography, then according to gas chromatography. Okay, that is gas solid chromatography, gas liquid chromatography, then supercritical chromatography. Okay, then according to geometry, the last one is that is planar chromatography and column chromatography. So this is how the classification of chromatography can be done. Okay, hope you understood. In the next video individually we will learn, and so deeply we will go the next concept of the chromatography. Thank you.